When I was working at CA, my salary was about 8.5 lakhs or 9 lakhs per annum. Hello all. A lot of you guys have been asking me how to move to DevOps or cloud from a different technology or a domain. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I have moved from a different technology to DevOps, and I have quadrupled my salary in the span of 2 years. So the reason for this video is to answer that question, but not to boast about myself, because there are a lot of people who are making more money or they are making better career in cloud as well. This is to boost your confidence that you can switch to cloud or DevOps like me from a different technology. So I will reveal my whole career from first company, including the pay grades and skills that I have developed, and then that way you can relate to yourself how you can move to DevOps or cloud. So this is more like a tell me about yourself video. So in year 2007, I have completed my bachelor's in computer science, and then I missed out an opportunity with Accenture in an on-campus interview. So I lost in the final round. The question was more like name some MNC companies, and I said some company which I think they got offended. I don't know why, because I thought that company is also in multiple countries. But again, I lost my opportunity with Accenture and I could not crack the HR interview. So I was preparing for other off-campus interviews. I missed a lot of companies out there. But then I got into a company where I joined as a mobile tester. So my pay there was about, I think, 12,000 rupees per month or something like that. And then I worked there for 1.5 months, 2 months. My intention was not to work there for longer because I was not satisfied as a mobile tester. I wanted to get into programming, or I wanted to do something more in an IT field than just playing games and testing. So that was more like a stopgap solution for me, just to get some job and relieve my pressure from my parents, peers, and the family members, etc. So then I got an opportunity from a startup. So they were first time starting something up in India. I got job offer in 2008, and my pay was, I think, again 10,000 or 11,000 per month. So there I have developed skills in Linux administration. They taught Linux administration, and I also developed skills in database administration and a lot of Python programming. We were a very small team, 3 or 4 members. So we developed the company website, we launched their website, and it was a good experience for me. And we were also supporting their clients. So I have learned a lot of fundamentals staying in that company for about 2 years. So from 2008 till 2010, I worked there. And then in 2009, I got my Oracle certification in 10G in 2009. And I thought I wanted to become DBA, Oracle DBA at that time, because I think people were paying good for DBAs in 2009-10. So my intention was to switch company and learn something new. So I thought this is the time to move to a different company. I was looking for opportunities in Hyderabad, in India, and I got some opportunities, but I went to another mid-sized company where I switched from 2 lakhs to 2.4 lakhs per annum. I think it was about 2.4 lakhs to 2.8, something like that. So in that company, I joined as an Oracle DBA, but I got a very good mentor. His name was Bal Sharma, and he was my manager. He was an amazing mentor, and he helped me to learn a lot of amazing stuff in database administration, Linux administration, and also supporting a critical application. So there I supported an application which is for mobile recharge. It was a mission critical application, and it had about terabytes of data. So there we did 10G to 11G upgrade, and then I did MySQL, DRBD, and lot of POCs. It was a mid-sized company, so obviously you do everything by yourself and you have a lot of scope to learn. So I worked there from 2010 to 2011. So I have got more skills in database administration and MySQL administration, clustering, high availability, and more into the networking and Linux administration. So I got more hands-on with systems. So while I was working in my second company, I was also doing some side gigs. That's been always my thing that I used to do at home. So I had a Fiverr account, and I supported some WordPress plugins and themes, and I used to do some PHP programming, which I have learned in my first company. As I was working as a DBA, what happened was, at one point we had to do a migration from 10G to 11G, I think, and we had to do in the night. So along with the manager, we were doing that task, and that was at morning midnight 2:30 a.m. or something. So that was the trigger point for me, and I thought, like, DBA, I cannot do it anymore because I cannot work like this during nights. I have to move on. So at that time, my mentor helped me to refer to CA Technologies, which is a product-based company. Now it is acquired by Broadcom, and I have doubled my salary because at that time 2.8 is like nothing for CA, because they pay like even freshers as 5.6 or 5.7 lakhs per annum. So they were paying me easily. I mean, they paid me double, like 5.6 or something, and I was happy with that. And I went into CA, and that's my, I think, biggest turning point, because that's where I have learned a lot of things. So CA being the product-based company, you will learn a lot of stuff in a product-based company. So obviously, that instead of a service-based company or a banking or a financial sector, you would learn good things, and your developer experience is much better in a product-based company. So at CA, I have learned more about the QA skills, because I was hired as a DBA with QA knowledge. But there I have learned manual QA, and then I have learned how to do some automation with Selenium, basic automation skills, and I did some shell scripting and Perl and little bit Python. So in CA, I have heard the term DevOps for the first time. I did my research, and I was trying to understand what is this DevOps about, these Ansible scripts, what is AWS, or what is cloud technology. So that's when I thought, this is the future, and I have to spend more time learning this stuff. So when I was working at CA from 2011 to 2014, so I gained some good knowledge in Ansible, AWS, little bit of AWS, but more on Ansible. And there we were using TeamCD, which is like Jenkins, but I have never worked on Jenkins at that time. But at least I got conceptually the idea of DevOps, Agile, Scrum, and all those things. So in December 2014, I thought this is an opportunity for me to get into DevOps. So that's when I started creating my resume as a DevOps engineer with the small experience, with minimum experience in Ansible and the tools that I've used. And I have prepared myself understanding continuous integration, continuous deployment. And 2014, it was a very early stage for DevOps, and the interviews were not that difficult as well to crack. So when I was applying outside, so I got into another mid-tier company. It's more like a consulting firm. So there I was supporting one client in US, but there I have learned more into DevOps, like, Docker, and I worked there only for 6 months, but I have learned a lot of skills in the terms of Docker, containers, OpenShift. OpenShift I also learned a little bit in CA, but there I have actually implemented and did a POC for V3 for my client. And then I also developed more of Python programming and other skills. So while I was working there in a mid-tier company from 2014 to 2015, which is like 2015 May, from December 2014, 6 months, was also doing a side gig. So the way it happened was, I put my resume in Naukri as a DevOps engineer, and I got an opportunity from a training center to train their students. I think it was Edureka at that time. Edureka was one of the biggest online training platform for DevOps, and I taught there. So there, to teach people of 10 years of experience or more experience than me, I had to learn, and I literally put a lot of effort into learning, and that's where I have learned a lot of things which I was not aware of. For example, so doing load balancing with HA proxy or Nginx, and understanding the algorithms, and doing Python programming, because Python programming was also part of that module. So I have learned a lot of skills, and those skills really helped me to crack any DevOps interview. In 2015, I was cracking any interview for DevOps because I was prepared to answer any question. For example, whenever they say virtualization or anything, I was getting Docker into my head, and then I was trying to answer that question. So it was very easy for me as I was preparing and I was teaching people. So I think that's a very good tip and important stuff for you as well. So whenever you are learning, try to teach or write blogs, or maybe if you get an opportunity, create a YouTube channel like me. That will help you to learn more skills and get better understanding, because you have to teach and people would ask you a lot of questions, so you have to cover a lot of things while preparing. Then at that time, as DevOps was super hot in the market, I was getting a lot of calls. I got from Oracle and a lot of companies. But then I joined my current company in Hyderabad, and I have learned a lot of things there. When you join a huge enterprise, implementing DevOps or cloud at an enterprise scale is an experience that you would not get easily when they are at an early stage. So once they have adopted, then you would learn things or you would be part of that cycle. But when you are part of the digital transformation or when you are part of that whole journey, that experience is just phenomenal. It's an amazing experience. So I was part of that, and then I've learned a lot. And then I have resigned from that company in India, and that's where I got an opportunity of 32 lakhs per annum. It was in 2016, around 17. But then I got an opportunity in USA with the same company. So I came here. I'm currently working in USA for the company. So the bottom line is, if you see my entire career path, I have switched different technologies from Linux administration or DBA or Python programming, little bit of Java. So it's not mandatory that you can only go to DevOps or cloud from only specific technology or domain. So if you have passion, if you want to learn, you can switch to DevOps or cloud from anywhere, from manual testing to cloud. I have seen a lot of people from manual testing as well as, going into cloud and DevOps. So all it requires is effort and then learning skills, but you can easily switch. And that's the beauty of IT. You should always switch based on what market demands, and that's when you can increase your salary. Now, like I've said, when I was working at CA, my salary was about 8.5 lakhs or 9 lakhs per annum. But then from 2015, by the time I resigned from India, I got an offer of 32 lakhs. So it's always good to, switch technologies which are hot in the market and learn faster before a lot of people will jump into that, and then get the pay scale that will help you to accelerate your IT journey. And the other important thing I have learned in my all 11 years of experience is never settle in a company whenever you are trying to get into that shell of comfort zone. For example, when I worked at CA, I was feeling very happy and I was learning things as well. But I thought, I have reached that saturation point. I wanted to switch. So that point is very important because that is a trigger point for you to learn new skills. And learning new skills and moving on is the best part of IT. And I don't think any other profession will give you that opportunity. Like a doctor or lawyer, they will stay in the same profession, but they'll gain experience working in the same profession. Whereas IT will give you an opportunity to switch and to learn amazing things or to do things by yourself, as a freelancer, or you can make money in multiple ways. So that's about my career and my skills and my pay grades, etc. I hope this gives you confidence to learn DevOps and cloud. And this answers your question whether you can learn DevOps or cloud from a different technology or domain. But let me know in the comment section whatever you think, or let me know if these kind of videos will help you to learn more or give you more confidence. I'm happy to create this content. Along with these skills, there are other soft skills as well that you have to learn, because those will help you to actually crack the interview along with the technical skills. But maybe I'll talk about that more in the upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know in the comment section if you have any questions, and do subscribe to my channel. Give it a like to this video. Thank you.